John Carpenter's Halloween. Now, this is the movie that started it all, and Halloween is one of my favorite horror franchises, so fitting that it's one of the first ones I talk about, and I'm going to talk about all, what was it, 12 of these movies? Jesus, what am I getting myself into? Anyhow, John Carpenter's Halloween, everybody knows what this movie's about. Starting off, you get a young Michael Myers. One night, he just snaps, kills his older sister, and then years later, he escapes from a mental facility and he's being watched over by this doctor named Dr. Loomis. And he escapes to go find, well, the people who are staying in this house because we're not going to get into all the twists and turns that come into the second movie until we talk about that movie. But as for this one, yeah, this movie is a classic. I mean, it's not the movie that started the slasher genre. Technically speaking, that could be many other movies, but this is the one that people think about when they think about a slasher film is Michael Myers and his butcher knife and that William Shatner mask that's painted white and dyeing the hair, what was it, brown, black? Yeah, it's a very first thing you gotta talk about with this movie is just how iconic the mask is. The mask is one of the hardest things for most of the sequels to get right. This movie gets it so perfect because it was not supposed to be a William Shatner's mask. It was supposed to have been a clown mask or something else, but at the last minute they just found this, painted it white, and then it became the iconic mask for the shape, and it is very iconic. It is what you synonymize with Michael Myers and the franchise. It's those dead eyes. I mean, like Loomis says in those movies, the black, cold eyes that encapsulate pure evil. That's what Michael Myers' eyes are like because the mask is just emotionless. And he is emotionless. He never speaks really in this movie. You see his face in this one for like a brief second. So you can only imagine what he really looks like. But he doesn't speak. Still, you get to Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, which for some reason he speaks in that. But we're gonna talk about that later. But as for this movie, yeah, I mean, it's such a cool concept to have a killer who just doesn't talk. And this isn't like the first movie to do this concept. There was others before this, but this is the first one that was super effective with it. This was the first one that really came in and was like, we're just gonna. He's just creepy. He's a very creepy person, especially when he's driving around, following Laurie Strode, hiding behind the bushes, or when he's calling and just breathing. Michael Myers is just pure evil, and it's scary. It's a very scary character. It's why he's lasted for so many movies, like 12 movies this guy's been in, and he's been in pop culture forever. It's why it's because he's such an iconic and such a scary character, and he's an easy character to get right, but so many people get him wrong. This movie, being the first, got him right straight up, and then you got Dr. Loomis, and Dr. Loomis is just so amazing, being played by Donald Pleasance. He is just about as iconic as Michael Myers is. He is very good in this movie, and he's just insane, and you can tell that if Loomis went down a different path, he would have been just in that mental facility, just like Michael. But he's not. He's actually his doctor, and he's really fun to watch. Donald Pleasance gives his role his all, and he really throws himself into it, and it's a lot of fun to watch. I love the scene where he's just in the bushes and he's trying to get this kid to go home. He's like, Lonnie, get your ass away from there. It's just really funny. And I love Donald Pleasance in this movie. He's great. His monologues about pure evil and the essence of evil, which Michael Myers is. He gets even crazier in the second movie. But here he's just great. I love Loomis. Loomis is one of my favorite film characters. Then you got Laurie Strode and her pals in this movie. And Laurie Strode and this one being played by Jamie Lee Curtis is very much so your typical final girl, you know? She doesn't have sex, she watches these kids, she's the babysitter, and then her friends who do have sex get killed. One of which that's totally after every single line in this movie, and somehow it doesn't get annoying. But she's great in this. I mean, she's playing her average final girl, but she eventually evolves throughout the next couple movies, especially the newer movies, into being a damn good character. And here she's just pretty fun. I mean, she's a good character. It's just this is the starting off film, so you can't really get too hard into it. The scenes of Michael just stalking her in this movie are just great. Scenes where he's stalking anybody in this movie is great. Because you never know what he's about to do next. When he's stalking these kids in this movie, I remember I was showing this movie to my partner again last year, and she was like, "Is he about to kill those children?" And I'm like, "Well, I mean, you just gotta watch." And it's really, really gripping, and it's really fun to watch him just. He's just creepy. He's a very creepy character. And all that goes to John Carpenter, and most importantly, the score, which I'm going to get into in a minute, but most importantly, John Carpenter's direction. He was a very underrated, underknown, kind of didn't have a big name to himself director at the time in 1978 when this movie came out. But he's great here. I mean, he is such a good director, proves that with this movie. Really gave this movie his all, especially for this being one of his first features. Like he's just his direction here is amazing, and everybody else in this movie is like the crew behind it. You can feel the very scrappy feel to this movie because it feels that way. I mean, this was a very low budget film. I mean, they had to spray paint a William Shatner mask. But you feel that, and you can feel the craftsmanship, you can feel the talent behind the screen, and God, this movie has such a good Halloween atmosphere to it. The town of Haddonfield just feels like Halloween incarnate to me. I know some people would say Salem feels more Halloween-esque, but to me, Haddonfield in this movie and some of the others feels so it's Halloween incarnate, and I love it. The score here is just perfect. It's just a few simple notes, but oh my God, are they great? And this movie is just so good with its score. I mean, John Carpenter is known for his amazing scores in films, his great directing, but most importantly, his scores. Here, he is just going off every single beat, and it is great. I love his score in this movie. Everybody does because it's so iconic, and it's so just synonymous with the Halloween season. It's just great. It's really, really good. And I know I've been saying great and iconic throughout this movie, but when you're talking about the first film and one of my favorite franchises ever, it's gonna be like that. And this movie is definitely great. I love Halloween 1978. And here's the thing I love about this movie, there's not a lot of kills here, there's not a lot of gore, but the tension is so high because not only the stalking, but whenever Michael is in this house and Laurie is hiding from him, it is so tense. And the scenes where he does kill people in this movie, it feels very craftsman-esque. Michael feels like he's doing it as art. When he hangs up Bob on the side of the wall, he just looks at him and does that iconic head tilt. It is amazing. It's just great, and it's really, really good. And then the ending of this movie, where Loomis shoots him 7 times, not six, and it is just great. He gets shot out the window, falls. Loomis looks down. Michael is gone. The boogeyman is out again, and it is so. It's an amazing ending. It truly is, because you end this movie and you're like, what the fuck? I thought he was just a guy. He's supernatural because he took 7 bullets to the chest, so I guess he's supernatural. And then that's just where the movie ends, and it is just so perfect to me. And the iconic line of was that the boogeyman? As a matter of fact, I think it was. It's just great. It's an incredible movie. One of the greatest horror films of all time. One of my favorite horror franchises of all time. Which I'm going to get into the rest of these movies eventually. But this is one of the greatest horror films ever made. One of the greatest slasher films ever made. Just a damn good, damn perfect, amazing movie. So, with all that being said, for all my rambling, I will give Halloween 1978, John Carpenter's Halloween, a 10 out of 10.